Hey everybody, what's happening? So let's just get into this. I'm a little bit running late on starting this, so I want to get kind of going. Past couple of days I've just been playing with getting some styling down the way I want it, just cleaning things up a little bit. So it might be kind of hard to see on these screens, but I have kind of a little bit of a halo around all these things. I have it working now where things that have, now, let me refresh this real quick. Oops, I was playing with inertia. Ow. Just get rid of those. It's because I think pricing returns an array, but whatever for now. So I just have things working like this where, oh, hold on. I don't want that on here right now. Boop. There we go. All right. Yeah, so I've just been playing around with this so that way I can do things like that, where the design actually has this line under everything and the select, the error messages in the correct place, because this is outside of the actual form element itself. So I'm just kind of playing around with how the error messages are looking and making sure everything kind of looks good. That, going to the next field. I was again playing around with some of these elements here just to make them a little bit cleaner. One of the things I did was I made it so that way long elements will actually kind of do that. So they'll hide under there a little bit if they need to. This is supposed to show an ellipse, but it's not at the moment in time. So we might just go and figure that out. But I want to have a little ellipsis right here, so that way you know that it's doing something. But I'm not sure why it's not at the moment. But it also has the little title in there. So it actually, if you hover over it, it'll actually correctly say what this is. So postal code. Now, this won't affect anybody like a blind user. They really don't even need the title, because it's going to correctly read it. It's going to say postal code for them. But so that title is really there for somebody who, like a sighted user, so they can come in and just say, what is this, if they're confused. This is really only in states where it's like an in-between state. So like right here, 90% of the time I think people are going to be either in this state or it'll be a little bit bigger like here. But if they happen to be in that weird kind of in-between state, I still want this to kind of look a little bit cleaner. I got the business account thing working, where before I was having the error message not show up correctly. So if I click this right now, it says I've checked off that this is a business account, so I want to make sure it actually has an error message for when you have a business account. So error comes up and it says business name is required. I don't really have a good error message for this yet, but that's just what it is. If you don't have that, let me refresh this page. Now just the name field is required. So that's why when you click into here now, this isn't, there's no error under here, because this was never expected to be returned until you click on this. So it's it's doing one of those required if rules in Laravel. So it's checking, saying, okay, if this is checked, then we have to make sure that this is valid. So I had this originally as a select box, but that wasn't working because of the way required if works. The way required if works in Laravel is that it says, if it's required, then, or no, how is it? It's required if it returns any type of, like, if this thing would return any type of value. So basically, I think even if it was returning false, the fact that it was saying that like something was returning false would also make it check the required, like that this is if, like this required if statement. It was weird. It was just not something I was liking the way it works. So now it's just like this is false or null, and that works. Whatever it is, it kind of works better with a checkbox. But I was also thinking about it, and it's like, yeah, it's really only a checkbox that's needed here, so I kind of don't mind it. And then the show extra lines also works. So these are just if you have a big, 3-line address thing, you can just kind of drop in some more lines there. These are obviously not required, so you can just hide them. And then let's see. We're gonna move on. And then this is the same page as before. Also product 2. Go pay. And it's actually successfully working right now. What I need to do too is put this in a queue, because it's not, everything I think is doing at this moment in time is kind of synchronous, and I don't want that. But if we did, I should be able to now go to table pause. Oh, and I do have to make some changes to how the users are working in the system too, so that's something else we're going to do. But let's click into Homestead real quick. Okay. And this is how I know it's working. I can see these 3 extra databases here. So Rebase Shared is the one that's shared by everything. So it's got accounts, span slugs. I have users on here in Workspaces. That's getting kicked off of here. But these databases are the ones that are spun up by the tool itself. So once you set up a new site, this is how it spins up a new database for you. All right. So a couple of changes I want to make though. Obviously a giant blank page right here. It's got to go to some sort of success thing and send some information, but it's all working now. Let's close this out. I was playing around with SOM, but it's throwing some weird errors for me. I got to figure that out. Okay, so what I want to do is move the users, because I don't like where they are at the moment in time. Meaning I don't like that they are showing up in the shared database. I think last week or the week before I actually said, yeah, I think I'm going to keep them all here. But I don't know if I put it over here somewhere. Yeah, I've kind of moved all of this stuff over to like the user table. I have a whiteboard over here. I'm not just like doing something weird. And I kind of just wrote down the way I was handling everything, or where I was thinking of putting things. So I'm gonna just move my users table and close this up. Database migration. So I have these 2 shared in Workspace. Users table. Do I need the user workspace table? Yeah, well, oops. Create workspace, create account, subscription item, all those other things I think can stay there. But these 2 guys are moving over to Workspaces. Oh, and now this has to change. Nope. Yeah, the account is there. User ID is now. Yeah. Oh, no. Oops. Okay, I think that's correct. So basically now here what I have is I just moved my, no wait, this is the one, users table. Okay, so these are my users. They were originally on the shared database table, so now they're first moved over. I want to get them over to just this place. So now all your users are kind of in your workspace with you. What this will allow me to do is kind of create groups of workspaces and users. So if you have 5 workspaces, so let's say you can have one account, and then you can have 5 workspaces under that, 10 workspaces under that, whatever that number is, whatever you want to do. And all your users are going to be kind of in that same grouping, and then you can decide where they are. Like maybe 50% can access 3 workspaces and the rest can access all of them or whatever. But this kind of gives you that flexibility, but only leaves them inside that one workspace or inside that one account. And then if they like, I think it's just going to work better. There might be some issues with it, but I can't really think of them right now. At first I was thinking, well, at first my reasoning for moving it over to the account side of things was that by doing that I have just the ability for them to kind of use the same username and password shared across every single account and workspace. But I don't know if I really need that. Like that just, I don't know if that's really a thing that's absolutely necessary. And the other thing it did was it makes having like the concept of a super admin really easy for me. But again, I can figure out a way of making super admins work. Like I don't need, basically the whole thing became like it's a convenience for me to make super admins, which is stupid. So it's safer, I think, to have everybody kind of in the workspace, and that's it. So that is what I'm doing. All right, let's see what else. So we move them there. This is my, so this is my user workspaces table. This is like the many-to-many relationship table, and so account ID. The only other thing I'm putting on here is their user's role, because I'm assuming that, or I'm not assuming, I'm allowing users to have different roles based on where they are. So you can be an admin in Workspace 1, you can be an editor in Workspace 2, and you can be something else in Workspace 3. That's all housed under the same account. So you can have you could be 3 different roles in 3 different kind of workspaces in the same account for whatever reason. Yeah, and and you're allowed to kind of switch around and do other things in there if you want. So that's kind of my thinking on that. So that's what this is just doing. So it's the account, it's mapping the account, the user, and the workspace, and then adding this role. I probably need a default role. No, I'm gonna force you to set that role, I think, instead of just giving it a default role. Well, no, I guess I'll just give you a default. What is it, default? We'll give you workspace member. And just what my user role is here. Thank you, Mookie. Basically my roles, now y'all like effed me up. Thanks, man. So this is just a simple enum here that I have. So these are the different types of roles, and they're really generic, and I keep them generic on purpose. I don't want to give them really specific names because I don't yet know exactly what Rebase is and where it's going to be used, or all the places it could be used. So it's just, you can be an access in just the workspace, or you can have some sort of account admin, owner, and you can have, or you can be a super. Yeah, and that's it. And I'm kind of just like giving these names like designer, editor, admin, or really I think these are the same thing, which is, or at least these two things are. So it's like some sort of weird editor role. I don't know, but I also have the concept of like just a member, which is kind of like your one of your lowest level people who can see things. Maybe they can access a few things, but then you have a limited member person who just has access, which means they can read certain things. So again, it's just we're trying to give people levels of what they can and can't do in the system. Yeah, that's it. All right, save that up, and I'm gonna have to totally delete all of my databases. I'm in Homestead. Projects. Freebase. DB explode is just gonna nuke everything for me. Yes. So you can see we deleted those 3 databases. It ran the migration against the shared account. And we should be good now. Oh, I probably have to run DB seed. So I only have 1 seeder, but it's just the banned slugs. All right, so those have been run. We've bumped up the database now. Let's go back and just register an account real quick. It's not a business account, we'll say. Sure. Let's go pay. I always buy the most expensive. Should now be spinning everything up, unless it breaks. And it broke. What did it break? Can I add one key constraint profile? Oh, okay. Profiles table. So what I had done here was I set up a profile for the users and I mapped that to the user ID. But I don't even know if I need this now. Yeah, I think I can get rid of this. But you know what I'm going to do? Let's go to the users table now. What are we going to put in here? Oh, let's, I guess, put this information in here. First name. Just do his name. I'm collecting it as name in one place, so it's really, I don't need anything else. Let's see what's in the profile. Avatar. Yeah, and data. Okay. So what I'm doing here is I'm just going to make sure you have to have a name, right? So it's, you put something in there now. You can have a little profile picture as the avatar, and then profile is just going to be JSON, because I don't know what you're going to want to save for the user. So now you can kind of just dump in anything as that. So it could be whatever we want it to be. And now I'm going to get rid of that table. And if you're wondering, like, wow, he's just deleting migrations like this, I'm not in production anywhere, so there's nothing in production. My rule that I always follow is, if once you're in production, you can't delete migrations, and once you're sharing this code with somebody else, you shouldn't be deleting migrations either. Again, unless you can just tell them, just delete all your data for whatever reason. In this case, it's perfectly fine for me to delete this without any issues. All right, so save that. I'm not gonna, no, all right, I was gonna create an address table, but I'm not gonna do that for right now. All right, so let's go explode everything out again. Yes. So you see again, it spun up a new database. And then we'll seed it. I'll pay again. Oh, this won't work because of the intent. And maybe shared users doesn't, oh. Share.users. Where was it doing that? I didn't even think that was a thing anymore. Oh. Name, avatar, profile. All right, blow up the database again. User workspace. Ow. Actually, don't even think I need this, but I'm gonna. Oops. Oh. It's not gonna work. Refresh. There we go. Now it created everything. So rebase shared and rebase, and now we have user workspace. There's my user. Migrations. Sweet. Okay. Here's our account. Ban slugs, workspace, so it knows the workspace, knows the account. It has our slug, good, and we're active. So everything there is good. And our subscription. Let's just, shouldn't be anything else in there. All right. Cool. So yeah, we got all of our data in there. Let's close that out. Okay, so now what? Oh, you know what kind of user did it create? It's actually an interesting question. Go back to table plus real quick, because I think there's a minor problem. User workspace. Okay, no, good. Whew. I didn't remember if I set this, what role I set this to. So, okay, so the first user that gets inserted is the account owner. Good. All right. What else can we do now? Well, I think the next thing we need to do is we gotta make this actually go somewhere and probably make sure this queues. So I think right now, if I go to, let me take this off over here on the screen, because I think I have to open up my env file. Or I know I have to open up my env file. I just don't want to share that data. What am I doing for my queues? Queue connection Redis. Okay. Cool. Okay. I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't doing sync or file. And now queuing. All I should have to do is put should queue on my events. So let's start with that. What is it, extends or implements? queue. Should queue. All right. I think that's everything I need to do for this, but who knows for a fact. Let's I have home. I think I have Horizon on this. Well, that ain't gonna do it. Oh, well, okay, I do. So all right. Horizon's running. Let's just leave that over here for a moment. All right, let's go register. Let's just see what happens. That's my name. Feels like it didn't queue anything. Let's do this. All right, let's. What do I have to do to queue these things up? Well, it did. Totally don't remember anything for events. It's queues, but there's it's queued event listeners. Should queue use interacts with queue. All right. All right. So that's step one. Let's see what else. This is in the oh wait, I read that wrong. Queued event listeners. Oh yeah, it's the other way around. I don't want to queue the event. I guess I want to queue the listeners going off, right? Writing event subscribers. You think I haven't done this before? It's funny though, because certain things that once you just kind of get it up and running, you don't even think about it. So queuing is one of these things where it's just like once it's running on other programs, you're just like, okay, great, it's good, and then you just kind of take that information and just throw it out of your head. All right, so yeah, I gotta put this on the listener, not the events. So then there. All right, so listeners. So which is the, let's just do the create new workspace one for right now. Create new workspace. With Q. And then listeners generated by event generate arson command already have this interface imported into the current namespace, so you can immediately. Okay. Okay. All right, Horizon started. Oh no, I already created this account. Let's go back. Basically, the reason why I switched from, or why I created a new product there, was because I already have an account. So since I already have an account, it was going to fail. So let's see what happens. All right. Doesn't seem to be queuing. All right, let me. That actually made a better question. Let's go into here. Oh wait, maybe it is. Or maybe I open the same database twice. Can I see Horizon? Queues. Oh, there's like nothing. Okay, so it's. Oh, it sees it. All right, so it sees the job. It just hasn't actually run it, and that's because the queue name. So I'm pushing onto queue default, but I think I'd already set up. Yeah, system email, user emails, and notifications. These are my queues. So they've just been created, but they haven't. So, all right, I didn't push anything to it, so it's not going to. I don't think it'll work because it's on default. There's no way to just push a job in from here, right? All right. So let's kill Horizon. Then we'll go back to what? Oh, well, I guess I'll do this. Here. Where the hell do I keep my queue names? I think, again, those are in the environment. No, those are actually in queue config. Nope, they're not. env. Where's it getting this information from? Mission. Oh, red is Q. All right. Okay, there we go. Close that down. still have a feeling it's not going to interact with the right queue. Do I have anything in here for queues yet? No, good. All right, I'm not doing anything stupid with queues yet. Domain listeners. Middleware, if I'm doing anything dumb. Middleware. No, I have it all. All right, I have session stuff canceled out. This won't even matter because you're not in a workspace yet. Connect to workspace. Yep, that won't matter yet either. So basically what I'm doing is I'm just looking through this stuff just to make sure I'm not doing anything where I'm like swapping what the queue should be. And it looks like I'm okay. I think. The other thing I could do is just let's try this real quick. Nope, we didn't get my queue. Oh. I know why. See. Ah, okay, huh. I'll try this on here. Redis isn't even found. Yeah. All right, well, that's a can of worms. I'm not going to go down that path right now. Yeah, I think that's the problem that I'm seeing here. So I was running this through Horizon, and I think something is, or it's I already have a different version of Horizon running on Homestead, and that's what's causing the issue. So it's seeing the queues from the other stuff, basically. So yeah, that's where my problem is coming from. What can I do about that? I could just like, no, because I need that. I need those queues running. So I need those other things in Homestead running and going all the time because I have other projects that are using them. So all right, I can't do that. I was going to try to run Horizon off of my directory, which should be fine, except this is a new computer for me, and I don't have Redis on here. Sorry, Redis Labs. So I can actually just install Redis later, but I'm not going to do that right now. As somebody who prior life worked there, I should have installed Redis right away. All right, let's see. So, all right, I'm not going to worry about this for the moment in time then. So basically what I need to do is just either get Redis on my local machine and then be able to run Homestead through that. And then it'll probably find the correct queues and it'll fire correctly and do everything correctly. Or maybe there's a way of segmenting Horizon to run like correctly. Like it seems like it's kind of running globally on my Homestead box at the moment in time, and then that's just that works and that's fine. But that's obviously not what I need for now. That's something I'm not going to do this right at this moment in time, but let's see, Horizon. I'll just pop this up for a little bit of light reading later on today. Let's see, it's 4:45. All right, so I will, I'll leave this up and I'll read this later. All right, so for now, everything else looks like it's good, other than just the queuing issue, but that's not that big of a deal. Now we need to just get it to successfully say, hey, thanks for coming here, which that's not hard. So here, let's start yarn. So if I go, PHP, see? Yarn watch, close that off. Context switching is a pain in the ass. I think I already have resources. JS, rebase, pages, register, complete. Okay, I already have a complete page here. Undo. All right, view register complete now is there. Process pay. Nope. I don't think I needed to send any data over to it. Process, let me look up the shared routes. View register complete. All right, let's do this. Let's see, this should now work. thanks. So it goes to the thanks page. All right, cool. So now we can have whatever we want on this page. Again, I'm not going to be redirecting them yet because I can't. Because if I redirect them to their own domain, that gets a little weird. Well, actually, it hasn't even been spun up yet, so I don't want to redirect them anywhere. So really what I want this page to do is say, thanks, check your email. And then when they get an email and they verify no, they won't verify. The email will say, hey, everything's done. You can go log in now. That's when they go and they log in. And that's when they can do whatever they want to do on that site. Which I guess the first thing will be they have to set up a username or, yeah, password. All right, so cool. So for right now, I think that's it. I'm done. It's almost 5 o'clock anyway, so I want to stop. Oh, and I also flushed the session. Good. Here. The reason for that is I don't want them to like accidentally hit the back button and then try to pay for something now. So if they refresh, if they go back, it's going to complete, and then they go back to your workspace, basically. So yeah, that should be good. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Hey, Danny, how are you? I haven't talked to you in forever. Yeah, so that's it for today. I think I'll be on tomorrow. So tomorrow starts my actual class, but that's not until the evening, so I should be good. So should be no problem to stream tomorrow, but the Wednesdays may be going away in the future just because it might be a little bit too much. So till tomorrow, thank you very much for watching. If you're watching this later on like YouTube or somewhere else, please subscribe. That would be very awesome. Thank you very much. Have a good one.